Safe. Okay, so continue with Form A here. Part 2 of this. I'm going to start with number 7. Number 7 looks like this. You have negative 19 equals to W minus 27 over 4. Now, what does this look like to you? Does it remind you of some technique that we can use to solve this particular one? Yes?
Add a 19 over 1.
Very good. So you turn this into a fraction. So let me just go ahead and rewrite this a little bit to help you see the problem clearer. There it is. Does it help now to see what is negative in this problem? Yes, what do you think we should do? You say? Cross multiply. Okay, good. So I'm going to go ahead and cross multiply. I'm going to carefully draw it for you. There it is. And I just go ahead and multiply right down. There it is. I have 1 times W minus 27, which is? 1 times anything is just what? The self, right? So 1 times W minus 27 is just going to be W minus 27. Not going to change. On this side, though, what is negative 19 times 4?
Negative 76.
Negative 76, you said. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and write the equal sign right there and negative 76 on this side. Very good, right? Okay. And for those who, well, in this case, can we just solve now? It's a one-step equation, right? There's no coefficient in front. Well, there is, but we don't need to do anything with W. So how do we solve this? How do we move this over? Add it over. It's a term, so we are adding it over, which now becomes, what is negative 76 plus 27? Negative 49. And there you have it. That's your answer right there for number 7. Is this hard? Who got this wrong? Okay, and is there a reason why?
Wrong.
Okay, did you realize your mistake, I hope?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So please avoid this mistake next time if you have to see this problem again. Take a look at number 8. You have negative 14 equals to 4 over 7k plus 10. Now remember I reminded you about this, and hopefully you'll remember. But if you like to clear fractions, you can, if you want to use that technique. Okay, so tell me, let's say I want to clear a fraction. What is my LCD? What is my LCD for this problem? 7, because there's only 1. So because if it's one fraction I'm looking at, the LCD is the same as the denominator. So there we go. We're going to multiply everything by a 7. So do you want to do it that way? Do it that way. Now we just have to go ahead and distribute the 7 into each term inside. What is 7 times negative 14? Negative 98, you said. Okay. Equals to, of course, cross divide with the 7 over here will give you a 1 times 4 is a 4k. And then 10 times 7 is? 70. Look, okay, so let's do the box and circle. Let's box the variable and circle the variable. I mean the numbers. There. Do you know what to move? Let me just help you with a little divider here. Do you know what to move? Move what? Just tell me the shape and the number inside the shape and move where? Yes, Thomas.
Circle.
Circle. What circle?
The right one.
Which is the 70. Okay, where do you move that?
Left.
How do I move the positive 70 to the left? Good. So I'm going to subtract it over. Notice always opposite operation. Adding or subtracting to move the entire term over. Okay? So I'm going to subtract the 70 over. I have now 4k on the right-hand side. And what is negative 98 minus 70? What is it?
Negative
168. Okay, negative 168. And then, of course, the last step. If you notice, if we clear fractions first, your last step is always division. Huh? I hope you see a pattern here. It is. But we're dividing by 4 by both sides, and so k now equals to what? Negative 42. And that's all to it. What do you think of that? Is it too complex? Or if you notice that we're doing the same thing over and over. Did you catch this on? Yes? Okay, good. Take a look at number 9. Number 9, you have negative 4 times the sum of 2x and 12 equals to negative 32. Now look at this one right here. I know there's a lot of things you can do, but I want to not confuse you yet anyway, so let's stick with our technique. when we see this parentheses, what do you do? Distribute. Fine, let's do that. If you distribute, what will we have? Negative 8x, very good.
Minus 48.
Minus, good. So if it's a plus and the negative becomes a minus. So minus 48 equals to negative 32. We clear this part so far? And you know what to do next?
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Add 48 over.
Okay, good. So you realize, for those of you who are not visual learners, and so for those of you who are visual learners, yeah, go ahead and start circling your numbers and box your variable you want. Now at least you see exactly what your next step should be. And notice that if you see right away, hey, I need to move the negative 48 over. How do I move the negative 48 over? Add 48. Okay, so I'm going to add 48 over. There you have it. Let's go on this side. I have negative 8x equals to, what is negative 32 plus 48? 16. And of course, last step is to divide. X equals to negative 2. Question on that one. Question that one. Okay, now I want to show you another technique to really simplify this, okay? So we know the answer is negative 2. But what you could have done for this problem is instead of distributing, you can actually do this first. This is negative 4 times the whole thing inside, right? Since we cannot touch the parentheses, we only allowed to touch the outside. In this case, it's negative 4 that we can touch. So how do we get rid of a negative 4? Think of this. A negative 4 is not a term. It's actually, the whole thing here is part of a term. The negative 4 is like a coefficient now in this case. So if you want to get rid of the coefficient, it's only 2 choices. Either dividing or multiplying. But this is already multiplying, so the opposite of multiplying is dividing. Watch. So if I divide by negative 4 both sides, this will take care of my negative 4 on the other side. So now what I have left on the other side is just 2x plus 12. And look, the parentheses automatically disappear after the negative 4 disappeared. On the right-hand side, I have a negative divided by negative will give me a positive 8. And look, take the 12 over. I have 2x equals to negative 4 divided by 2. X is negative 2. Same answer. See? For those who don't want to distribute, you can actually get rid of the number in front of it right away by dividing. Okay, question on that one. Okay, take a look at number 10. Let me know if you have any issues. I'll stop and then explain it, okay? Take a look at number 10 right here. You have 6k minus 8 equals to 2k plus 52. Now, I know we can do this shape sorting technique, but for the purpose of imitations, I want to review that with you a little bit as well. So let's do 6k. I want 6k to imitate 2k. I know that from 6 going down to 2 is to go down. Going down means subtract. What do I need to take away from 6k to get it down to 2k? 4k. So I'm going to have to take away 4k. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm done. Now, 52. I have 52. I want to go down all the way to negative 8. Going down means take away. What do I need to take away from 52 to get it down to all the way to negative 8? 60. Very good. 60. Does that make sense? Because if you go down to negative 8, you have to take all 52 away, which is already negative 52, right? And you have to go down 8 more, so that's negative 60. Okay, and last step, with the dot. Okay, is?
14, 15.
There it is. Done. What do you think of that? That's the imitation method. Okay? And for those who still want to do the other method, let me show you how it's done too, since we're... Okay, circle all the variable and box all the numbers. So circle, I'm going to move the circle on the left and all the box to the right. Okay, how about that? So I'm going to move 2k over. Notice we're getting the same stuff. 4k minus 8 equals to 52. And I'm still trying to move the box over, right? So add 8. There you go. I have 4k equals to 60 divided by 4. K is 15. Done. What do you think of that? Who got this one wrong? No? So you got it right? 15? Okay, good. Take a look at number 11. here is 11. You have 12 minus 4 times 3x plus 12 equals to 56 minus 8x. Okay. Now for this particular one right here, I think the most common mistake that people usually do is to take 12 minus 4. Raise your hand if you actually did that. There you go. Ever, never. We don't allow to have division, subtraction, or addition before multiplication and division when you try to simplify. Never do that, okay? If you see that I need to distribute, that's the first thing I'm going to do. Never even try to subtract first. So I see that I need to distribute, right? Let's do that. What I'm distributing is actually this negative 4 into each term inside. What is that going to get you? What is negative 4 times 3x? Negative 12x. Okay, fair enough. What is negative 4 times 12? Negative 48. Okay, and of course on the right-hand side, that's what I have. Okay, if I want to clean up on one side, I can. If not, I can start circle and box if I want. Okay, I'm going to circle all the numbers that I see, and I'm going to box all the variables that I see. Okay, is this thing organized? No. Okay, so where do you think I should move all my circle? To the left or to the right? Right. Okay, if you think about this, if you move to the right, that means you have to move 2 circles to the right. If you move to the left, that means I only need to move 1 circle to the left, and I have all the circles to one side. So pick your move. Try to pick your move so that it doesn't take a lot of steps. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. It's still right. You can have all the circles all right if you want to. But I want to pick a choice that will give me the least number of moves. So in this case, if I move 56, I'm done with the circles, right? So how do I move 56 over? Subtraction. Good. So 56 here, 56 right there. And then I know I have to move my box over here too because it's predominantly circles. This is a lonely box right here on the left-hand side. How do I move this lonely box? Add it over. Good. Okay. So add the 12x over. Right here, gone, add the 12x over, and it's gone. So notice I'm doing all the moving right now. And then once I see that everything is sorted on each side, I can start putting them all together. You see how we solve the equation now? It's not really that bad, is it? Okay, now take a look. I have 12 minus 48, which is? Negative 36, right? Is that true? 12 minus 48, negative 36. Negative 36 minus 56. So negative 36 minus 56. What would that give you? Negative 92. So I know on this side I have negative 92. Does that make sense? Easy. Now over here, I have negative 4x plus 12x. What would that give me?
4x.
Exactly. 4x. Okay? And so last step, I divide by 4 both sides. X equals to? What is x equals to?
Negative 23.
Negative 23. Be honest with me. Now that you've seen this problem, was it hard? It looks difficult, right? I have to agree. First look at it like, oh my gosh, it's confusing. All the parentheses and numbers in front and whatnot. But if you clean it up, if you see parentheses number outside, distribute it right away. Take rid of the parentheses. And then start boxing all like terms and then circle all the stuff that you need. And move them around to make sure they're all sorted out. It won't be as bad. Okay, so this is a technique that I want you to hold on to and start practicing before your test on Thursday next week. Okay, let's take a look at number 12. I guess we're going to move on because I'm in the mood. Sorry, guys. Number 12. I have 4/5 of x minus 3/4 of x equals to 3/10 of x minus 1. Okay, so I see a lot of fractions. I don't like fractions. How do I clear fractions? What is my LCD for 5, 4, 10? What is that one number that's going to be divisible into all 3? 20. Perfect. So I know that my LCD is going to be 20. I take that and I distribute into each term inside. Now, remember the cross-dividing technique. 20 cross-divide with the 5 will give you a 4 times 4, That's it, 16x. Next one, 20 cross divide with the 4 will give you a 5 times negative 3, negative 15x. Next step, 20 cross divide with the 10, 2 times 3, 6x. And last, of course, 20 times negative 1 is just negative 20. Okay, raise your hand if you thought that was like too difficult. Or maybe you thought it was difficult before, but now you're like, not that bad. Yes, Thomas. You thought it was too difficult before, but now it's not bad? Yeah. Okay, good, okay. Okay, and then next step, watch. I'm going to circle all the variables that I see and all the box all the numbers. Make up your mind now. You want to stick with the circle for variable and box with the I don't really care if you want to. Just stay with it. If you want to alternate between problem, I don't care. But if you see a circle for variable, then the next variable you see should be a circle as well. And now, to help you sort, where should I move my circle? To the left, to the left?
From the box.
2 more steps to the left? No, just kidding. All right, how do I move this 6x over? Subtract it. So you see the idea. It's by moving the whole circle or the whole shape, it's either adding it over or removing, subtracting. You see it? No other ways. So subtracting 6x over, and guess what? I have all my circles on the left-hand side. We're good to go. So let's start combining them. 16x take away 6x is 10x minus 15x. Negative what? 5x. So look, I got this all taken care of for you on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, it's just negative 20. Is this difficult now? Yes, Thomas?
Isn't it negative 16? I mean, negative 6. Take away negative 6.
How's that negative 6?
Minus.
16 minus 6x is? 16x
Negative 6.
minus 6x? What's 16 minus 6?
10.
10 minus 15?
Negative 5. I know, but this is negative 6.
That's not a negative 6.
No.
Yeah, I just moved this over.
Yeah. Oh.
Right? I'm combining these together to make negative 5. Okay, alright, moving on. Sorry about that. Divided by negative 5. X equals to, what is negative 20 divided by negative 5? 4. Positive 4. And there you have it. We are done with the problem. Okay, what do you think of that? Was it too difficult to work on? I hope not. Okay, cool. Take a look at 13. Wow, Thomas. The train has left the station. All right. 13. You have negative 3, 2x plus 6 equals to negative 5. I love this problem for one good reason. Let me show you why. Look, I see parentheses. I expect to see a number in front. I see that. So I know I'm going to distribute. All good. Over here, I'm seeing parentheses with terms inside, but I see only a negative outside. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm so used to having a number outside, so I take that number and distribute to every single term inside my parentheses. Did I say that too fast? I just did.
Yeah.
Now let's slow down. Slow down.
Oh, I see.
You see what you're saying. Okay. All right, look. I see parentheses. I don't see a number outside. I expect to see a number outside because I need to take that number outside to distribute to every single term inside. If I don't see a number outside, what is that number going to be?
1.
1. There you have it. Just put it in yourself. You see that? And now I can start the distribution process. I take that and distribute. What will I have on the left-hand side?
Negative 6x.
Negative 6x minus 18. Right? On the right-hand side, I have negative 5x still, and I'm going to take that negative 1 and distribute to every single term inside, which will give me what? Minus 1x, right? And minus 1. There you have it. Question on that problem. And the rest is, how should I say? History. I'm going to circle all the variables that I see, and I'm going to box every single number that I see. And to make it a little bit clearer, I put in that divider for you, and hopefully you can make the right move. It's like I have a bunch of shapes right in front of you, and I have 2 buckets, and now let's sort, guys. Make the right move. The least amount of move, whatever you need to take to sort. the shapes in the fastest amount of time possible. So, what's your first choice here? What do I do? Okay, good. So you're moving the circle to the right. Perfect. You're right. Yeah. Because I want to move that over right away and get done with the sorting on the circles. I'm going to add 6x over. Add the 6x over. And there you have it. I'm done on this side. What else can I move now? I have all the circles sorted on the right-hand side. The -1 box. How do I move this -1 box? +1. Very good. So I'm going to add it over. It's gone on this side. I'm going to add it over here. And now, am I done sorting? No? Who said no? I have all the boxes, all the circles. Am I done sorting?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I am done sorting. Now I put them all together. What is -18 + 1? -17. And look at that. And what about -5x minus 1x plus 6x? It's 0x. 0x, 0 times x is 0. Oh, wait a minute. Oops. I have nothing left, no variable left, but the left-hand side is not equal to the right-hand side. What case is this?
False.
False, so no solution. Look at that, done. See it? So if you arrive to something like this where the variables are all gone and the left is not equal to the right, you have no solution. But what if all the variables are gone but the left equals to the right? Infinitely many solutions. There you go, done. Okay, am I making myself clear? Who got this one right? Anyone? Okay, a couple. But I'm hoping that after today, you see something like this again, you get it right. Okay, all right. 14, 15. Since we're last two problems anyway, consecutive. Let's see who got this right. So here we go. You have no 14 stated as the sum of 3 consecutive even integers is 144. What are the integers? The first step I asked you to do is define your variable. Well, how do you find it? You know you have 3 consecutive even, right? Do you know what my first number is? Okay, since I don't know it, I just go and define it as an n. But please, when you put down that n, you have to say n is my first consecutive even. There, you've got to give it a meaning. That's why I say define it. You don't just put an n and expect me to understand what n represents. I'm not like you. I'm not working on that same problem like you. Okay? So you got to let me know what you think n is in your mind. And then how do I define my second consecutive, listen carefully, even number? Okay, so here's the part that will differ students whether you're going to get the right answer or the wrong answer. People who think of even, not because it's even, but notice that every number is skipped by 2. That's why your next one has to be n plus 2. Then you write, this is my second. I'm going to do the same thing because I know it's consecutive even. And then how do I define my third? N plus 4. So it's going to be my third consecutive even. Okay, so there. That's the definition, defining part of your variable. You need to have this part to get credit. There you go. The second part asks to write an equation. An equation of what? It says the sum of all 3. That means you have to add them all up, and the sum is what? 144. So this is your equation. N plus 2 plus n plus 4 equals to 144. Who got this? Okay. For those of you who did not get this the first time, and hope that it makes some sense to you now. And then the next part is to solve this. Well, okay, let's solve. 1n, 2n, 3n, right?
Yeah.
So I have 3n. 2 plus 4 is 6, 144. Okay, you can do your shapes and box if you want to, or now if you know how to solve it, just go solve it. Minus a 6. 3 times n equals to, what's 144 minus 6 here? What's 144 minus 6? 138 divided by 3 both sides. N is?
46.
N is 46. So that means if my first number is 46, my second one has to be 48, and my third? 50. Okay, and then the last part says, check your answers. For goodness sake, take the 3 numbers, add them to see if it's going to come out to be 144. That's what the checking part is. And if your answer is 144, you know you got the right 3 numbers. And yes, if you take 46 plus 48 plus 50, answer is 144. Does that make sense now? Okay, Take a look at number 15. Remember, for odds or even, I don't care if I ask you to find 3 consecutive odds. The format is still the same as even because odds still skip by 2, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. They're still skipping by 2. Okay, so don't forget about that. Take a look at the last problem here since we want to finish this already. It says this. The sum of 4 consecutive integers. Now this time I said consecutive. Is 74. Find the integer. So the first part is to define again. Define your variable. So in this case, my first one, I say, oh, so this is my first consecutive integer. How do I define my second consecutive integer? See, that's a different one. Because consecutive integer skips by 1. That's why my second one is going to be n plus 1. Okay, I'm going to write that as my second. And n plus 2 is going to be my third. And since I'm saying the fourth one, right, I have 4 consecutive. So n plus 3 is my 4th consecutive integers. And then I ask you to write an equation. So same exact thing again. I take all 4 right here. N plus 1 plus n plus 2 plus n plus 3 equals to the sum of 74. That's my equation. Combine all the variables. 1n, 2n, 3n, 4n. All the number. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. Equals to 74. And I solve it the same way. Minus the 6 over. I have 4n equals to, what is 74 minus 6 here? 68. Divided by 4 both sides. And now it's going to be 17. So if my first number is 17, my next number is 18, 19, and 20. Last step, check your values. I add them all up, and my answer, well, guess what? 74. So I know I got the right answer. I just showed you the 4 steps. What do you think of our mid-chapter test now?
It was easy.
I hope you use that to study, honestly. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up right there. I will post this up for you as well if you need to go and review it. Part 3 of this will also be up by the end of today. Okay?